Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Rahman Hamzahra, and today me as your tutor, and we will learn about infinitive. So, what's actually infinitive? Infinitive is a form of verb that belongs to a word or a group of words to be used as noun, adjective, or adverb. So, is there any types of infinitives? Of course it does. There is two types of infinitives. The first one is full infinitives, and the second one is bare infinitives. So, full infinitives, also known as two infinitives, is the most common infinitives in writing. You can create full infinitive by adding to in front of the base verb. And then bare infinitives, also known as zero infinitives. It's basically a base form of a verb. As you can imagine, this gets confusing, but thankfully, bare infinitives are less common than two infinitives. And the next is full infinitives are used in the following situations. The first one is to show purpose or intentions. This is often replacing the phrase in order to. In this case, they act as adverbs to describe the main verbs. For example, Mom left to buy milk. And then the second one is to modify nouns. So in this case, they act as adjectives and adjective phrases. For example, we need a hero to save us. And then the next slide, as the subject of a sentence. If you want to talk about an action in general as a subject, you can use full infinitive forms. For example, to go to this lake seems pointless. And then the fourth point is after adjectives. So you can use full infinitive forms after adjectives. For example, I'm happy to be here. And then with the words to or enough. So when using the adverbs to and enough, you can use the full infinitives and to explain why. In these cases, the infinitive is often unnecessary, but it's nonetheless a helpful addition. For example, I have too many books to fit in my backpack. And the next is phrases with most relative pronouns. So, relative pronouns like who, whom, what, where, when, and how, but not why. For example, I don't know. I don't understand how to beat the level 5 process. Keep in mind that you only use full infinitives when relative pronouns are used as phrasal, not in questions. And then the last is with certain verbs. So certain verbs always use the full infinitive if they are followed by a verb form. Here, the verbs. And then bare infinitives are used in the following situations. The first one is after modals. So you can add bare infinitives after modals like can, may, might, could, should, would, will, and must. For example, we might be late tonight. And the next is after perception verbs. Perception verbs like see, hear, taste, feel, and etc. use their infinitives when their objects takes an action. In this case, the order is main verbs and then object and then bare infinitives. For example, they left, they felt the ants fall on their arms. They felt as the main verbs, the ants as object, crawled as their infinitives. And then the third is with the verbs left, make, and do. Just like certain verbs always use the full infinitive, a few verbs always use their infinitives. This includes the common verbs let, make, and do. Keep in mind, the verbs let and make often use their object, which comes between them and their infinitives. For example, let me work in peace. And then the next one is with the relative pronouns wise. So in full infinitive is used relative pronouns except why, but in bare infinitive we only use why. For example, why wear a raincoat to work quickly, easily, and conveniently. And then the next slide is continuous infinitives. Like verbs in continuous tense, continuous infinitives represent an ongoing actions. Instead of the base form of the verb, continuous infinitives use the word be plus the present participle. For example, I prefer to be sleeping right now. And then passive infinitives. Like other verbs, infinitives can also be written in the passive voice. In the passive constructions, the subject of the verb becomes the receiver of the action instead of the doer. So, the base verb used the words is be plus the past participle. For example, I was hoping to be given an A on my paper. So that's all the material today about infinitive. I hope you guys can get more understanding about infinitive after watching this video. So see you in the next video. Bye.